For Joao Felix, there was a meeting, as Relevo revealed in the last 24 hours. It's true, Jorge Mendes was in Madrid to speak to Atletico Madrid CEO Gil Marin about the situation of Joao. Why this happened? Because Manchester United confirmed to Jorge Mendes they really like Joao Felix and they want Joao Felix. Arsenal also told Jorge Mendes that Joao Felix could be a really concrete option for them, so both clubs confirmed again the interest in the last few hours and days. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. And today, guys, we touch on many big names. Joao Felix, but also Mykhailo Mudryk, Enzo Fernandez again, and we have something for Tottenham fans. So let's jump into it together. Hey guys, welcome back here with Fabrizio. As always, many things happening on the market, and I wanted to start with Tottenham because today we had an update on Tottenham's situation. We know they are looking for new signings, but the financial situation has to be important. As Antonio Conte always mentioned in the last press conferences and interviews, for Tottenham it's important to find young players at good price with normal salaries, so nothing crazy. On the market, we know that they are looking for a right back, and I'm told that Pedro Porro, playing for Sporting, a really good player, is their top priority as right back. Tottenham appreciate the player. Tottenham love the player. They consider him perfect for Antonio Conte's football, but there is an important point now. It's about Sporting, because when Sporting manager Ruben Amorim signed a new contract with the club a few months ago, I'm told that in that meeting, Sporting told him no big players will leave in January. Otherwise, for Ruben Amorim, was not the case to continue, so he signed a new contract. But what's the point? That Pedro Porro has a release clause into his contract. It's 45 million euros. He joined from Manchester City in the summer, and Man City have a buyback clause for 25 million euros. So for Man City, it's a very good opportunity, but at the moment they are not looking at that kind of signing in January, as of now. While Tottenham want a new right back, but Sporting have been very clear. Release clause, 45 millions or nothing. So let's see what Tottenham will do. Let's see if it will arrive some proposal for the other players, and so if they can collect money to attack Pedro Porro and other potential targets. But for sure, Porro is a name they have in the list. If it's not going to be January, because for Sporting the desire is to keep the player at all costs, it could be in the summer, but we have to see what happens with Antonio Conte in that case. So Pedro Porro is on Tottenham list. Then moving to other names. Enzo Fernandez staying in Portugal tonight, as of now, because if you remember last week, Enzo Fernandez was 100% out of the game, and then after speaking to the manager Roger Schmidt, they decided to make Enzo play. So Enzo at the end played the last game with Benfica. Now the decision is for Enzo not to play. He could not even make the bench tonight against Portimonense, and so this is why the situation remains open around Enzo, but it's important to clarify one thing. Why this happened? Because I'm told Benfica want to protect the player. If tonight he was going to play with Benfica fans knowing that he wanted to go to Chelsea, it was a dangerous situation at the stadium around the player. Dangerous, of course, in the sense that they could maybe criticize the player, and Benfica want to protect Enzo. But at the same time, it's important to say that Chelsea interest, we know, they've always been loving the player, but Benfica have been really clear. After the tense situation of Tuesday and Wednesday, when the negotiation collapsed, what's important to say is that Benfica told Chelsea, if you want to return, has to be with the release clause. 120 million euros. Otherwise, the player is not leaving. And remember that Chelsea bid was 85 guaranteed million euros plus some potential player added in the negotiation. So this is why Benfica are really angry to Chelsea, and this is why Rui Costa only wants the release clause for Enzo. And then Joao Felix and Mudryk, guys. Important to clarify two things. The first one, for Joao Felix there was a meeting, as Relevo revealed in the last 24 hours. It's true, Jorge Mendes was in Madrid to speak to Atletico Madrid CEO Gil Marin about the situation of Joao. Why this happened? Because Manchester United confirmed to Jorge Mendes they really like Joao Felix and they want Joao Felix. Arsenal also told Jorge Mendes that Joao Felix could be a really concrete option for them, so both clubs confirmed again the interest in the last few hours and days, but Jorge Mendes is speaking to Atletico Madrid because they are asking more than 15 million euros for Joao Felix. It's around 18 considering the taxes and all this kind of stuff for a simple loan of 6 months. So this is why between the salary and the loan fee, Atletico Madrid are asking important money, and they know there is also a chance for Joao to stay. So this is why Jorge Mendes is trying to understand if these conditions could change, because Man United, Arsenal are really interested, but at different conditions. So let's see what's next, but the interest remains. For Mykhailo Mudryk, Shakhtar director Dario Serna, as I told you 2 days ago, he was at the stadium, confirmed, Chelsea-Man City game. He had conversations with Chelsea. Chelsea confirmed the interest in Mykhailo Mudryk, so I'm able to confirm again and again, as I said 5 days ago, and all the people attacked me, but now the story is on all the papers. In England, the reality is that Chelsea are interested in Mykhailo Mudryk. They want Mykhailo Mudryk, but they also know that for Mykhailo Mudryk, the priority is to join Arsenal. Mudryk wants Arsenal as priority. So what's the point now? Arsenal remain in contact with Shakhtar too. It's not only Chelsea speaking to Shakhtar. Arsenal are speaking to Shakhtar. Arsenal are confident, but Shakhtar told Chelsea and Arsenal the same thing. They are not accepting 40, 45, 50 million plus add-ons. They want way more than this, and they still hope for 100 million euros for Mykhailo Mudryk. So the expectation of the whole industry is for Shakhtar to accept something less, around maybe 80, 85, but in the meetings, Shakhtar continue to repeat that they want 100 millions. So it's a strategy game. For the player, Arsenal is the top priority. Arsenal remain in contact with Shakhtar, but Chelsea are also trying to approach Shakhtar, waiting to see what the player will do in case they will not reach an agreement, Arsenal and Shakhtar. So it's a really complicated game, but Arsenal remain leading the race. Arsenal remain the priority of the player. Chelsea are trying to attack this situation. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on Joao Felix, Mykhailo Mudryk, Enzo Fernandez, also new right back priority for Tottenham, Pedro Porro. I want to know your opinion here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell. As always, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon with Fabrizio.